we all of us are well aligned to the subject. What exactly is Pitru? Pitru Dosh is still a secondary thing. When we say Pitru, what exactly do we mean?
Our
Quickly,
ancestors.
in any quick thoughts?
Ancestors,
Were
father.
deceased.
The deceased. Okay. Now, we all agree, Hinduism, Sanatan, we have the concept of rebirth.
Right.
Yes.
Right. उसके लिए गति देने के लिए भी we do these things to give them that power.
What do you think? Because technically, we all are going to be related to some of the other person, the lineage in which we are getting born. There is a past life connection, which is where we take rebirth into that particular family. But in my previous life, I was with some other family. So that previous family person, can that person be related to me in my present life as a Pitru? Technically, the answer is no. But in my previous life, if there is something which is a karmic pending action with someone in the present birth, the family where I am born. So right starting from my father onwards to my grandfather, my great grandfather, my great 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 grandfather, it will go back all the way till that very single person in whose lineage we all are part of. Now that's exactly what is Pitru. So it's not just about whether are we talking about the previous one generation or two generation or three generation. When we say Pitru, we are talking about entire lineage, because that first person was there and that person was responsible to grow the lineage, which is where we are, all of us are born, and we all of us are part of it. So today I'm born in this particular family. It's because of that first person who started the lineage. However, for me, when it comes to a Pitru Dosh, what is more important for me is in this particular present life, the present life, who all are affecting me. My father, my grandfather, my great grandfather. Typically, 3 PD, as in called as Teen PD in Hindi. But things don't stop there. Now there is a biased perspective from the Vaishnav Samaj, where they look upon things in terms of 3 generations, past 3 generations. However, when we dive into the Tantra Marg, when we dive into Garuda Purana and many other texts which actually support, so it's not the previous 3 generations, it is past 7 generations who are responsible to affect our life at any given point of time. So any one of you having a Pitru dosha at the moment might probably be having because of someone maybe anywhere in past 7 generations. It could be just anybody. It could be a child, it could be grown up, could be adult, could be lady, grandmother, great grandmother, any one of them. Is the concept okay so far? Or am I going a little fast?
No,
All
absolutely
good.
fine, Ankurji.
All good?
Absolutely fine.
Okay, okay. So let's get to the understanding of 7 generations, Sat PD. Vaishnavs, when they do what do you call Pitru Puja,
Ankurji,
Pitru Dosh Nivaran Puja, yes?
no, I was just seeing the picture of one person there. No, please continue. Please continue.
One person somewhere behind me?
No, no, on the screen actually. Maybe it's my screen.
Okay.
Please continue. Sorry for interruption.
Okay, that's okay. I thought probably a ghost coming out from here. Okay, so when we come, we go by the Tantra rituals or the Shiv path, Mahadev path. We talk about past 7 PD. The Vaishnavs consider it more of 3 pindi, past 3 PD, which is where when they do the Pitru Dosh Nivaran, they do it for the past 3 generations. So many of you must have come across this situation that we have Pitru Dosh in my chart. I was told I was also told that you do so and so puja and things will be resolved, things will pacify, the problem will be solved. But nothing has really happened. Now, one possible reason, not the only reason, one possible reason in a case like that is the problem was not in the first three generations, probably it was in the fourth, fifth, or sixth, or seventh generation. And the curse has been getting carried forward. Maybe the curse didn't come across to light in the past two generations. It came to light only in this particular life, when you were born. Why is that? Because as per our prarabdha, the prarabdha that we have to live in this particular life, even we are supposed to go through certain XYZ kind of pains and troubles and problems. The good, not so good, bad, not so bad, all combined together. So for example, let's say I have a Pitru Dosh. My prarabdha says I have to go through a pain of getting distance from the child, or maybe, issues with childbirth. I will not probably get love from my children. Now, if something of that sort has to happen, it will resonate. I will be born in that kind of a family where things are getting resonated with my karma, with my prarabdha. So that's how things get decided. Now, when we go into Garuda Purana, there are four main texts: Garuda Purana, Vayu Purana, Brahma Purana, as well as Mahabharata. All four of them talk about, in bits and pieces and specifics, of how this whole thing works. We are part of Bhulok. I'm sure you know that. I wouldn't need to elaborate this. Is this clear on the screen? I've magnified it so that it could be understood well.
Yes, yes, very clear.
Clear? Now we are somewhere here on the Bhulok. The red marking, the red rectangle, if you see. Upwards, what we have is Swarglok. And in between over here, somewhere in between over here, is a river which needs to be crossed by the soul while their path which is headed towards the next journey. Now, when I say next journey, what am I talking about? We are talking about either it could be hell, it could be heaven, as in Swarglok or wherever. That there is a particular river which needs to be crossed. Now, unfortunately, I am not literate enough to comment whether are we talking about a literal river, or maybe it's a figurative indication, like, a figure of speech, maybe depicting something else. But the extent to which have heard from the learned ones, have interacted and spoken and discussed, it is supposed to be a literate river. So this river is called as River Vaitarani, the river which is made of blood, pus, and what all not. This river is considered to be a pathway while heading forward until you reach your final destination, whether that particular soul is going to go in hell or heaven, or maybe for a rebirth immediately. It depends on that. But each one of them have to pass through the River Vaitarani. Now, it is said, as per Garuda Purana, at any given point of time, there are 7 lineages. Your past 7 lineages are in the River Vaitarani who are crossing it. Now, here I've just given a visual reference for you to understand. The 7 lineages, all of them seen together. However, that might not be the case, like they all are going together and forming a picnic. That might not happen this way. But while they move on to the path of their further journey and crossing the River Vaitarani, they have their eyes on us. It is also said that their one day is equal to our 1 year. So here, once a year, we give to our lineage, our Pitru, and we pray for the peace for their soul. We really pray that, wherever they are, let them have peace, and may our generation receive their blessings. That's what we try. So they do have their eyes on us always. So, which is where when we keep on saying ninth house, very important. Where is ninth house Lord gone? Ninth house is very important. Things are not working. Ancestral blessing is not there. In many families, there is a case that people do not know where the ancestors have come from, where the lineage has come from. They don't have much of the information. And additional trouble happens when people don't have the information even of their Kul Devta or Kul Devi. So there is absolutely no information available and things become really difficult and complicated. And the results can be seen in their life, how messed up life is, whether it's financial, whether it's education, children. There will be a clear pattern visible where things will be going complicated in their life. So lineage, of course, is very important. Now, while they cross the river Vaitarani, seventh generation, they have their eyes on us, and which is why it is really said, be thankful to your lineage, be thankful to your forefathers, your ancestors, your parents, your grandparents, their parents, so on and so forth. So we really have to take care of it. Now, during the Shraddha days, which is Pitru Paksha days, there is a simple ritual being followed where we prepare food and we feed the crow. We wait for the crow to come and eat. In fact, even after someone's demise in the family and there is the post-death rituals, could be on 11th, 12th, or 13th day. After the puja, the food which is it is the crow to come and have it. Many of you must have probably experienced that at times the crow will not immediately come, at times it will come very quickly. But let's begin with the very simple basic point. Why do we actually want the crow to come in? Why? So typically, again, things refer to Garuda Purana. Dogs are said to be someone who are capable to see humans as well as the entities. Now, when I say entities, I'm talking about, you can call them souls who have passed away and something more. They can really sense it. Same thing is said even about the cats. Both dogs as well as to see beyond what humans are able to see. You must have seen all of a sudden bark, they'll cry, they'll actually they'll look at a particular place and start barking. So they see what we are able to see the next realm. But when it comes to crows, in case of crows, it is believed and said to be that they are able to see beyond the dimension. So it is the crow who we consider that it's the crow who should be feeded with the food during the Shraddha days or after the death when the post-death rituals are being organized and being done. So crow is the one who has most importance. In fact, I hope I'm rather taking it for granted that you all also know about Kak Bhushandi. Just give me a thumbs up or something so that I can understand if you all are aware.
The future teller, Kagbashandi.
Kak Bhushandi.
Yeah.
Others? Yes or no? Can't see any.
The one who has
thumbs
shown
up, so
Mahabharata and Ramayana also multiple times.
absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So there also it is in the form of a crow only. Crow plays a very important role where they can see, where they can travel, things they can sense, and the way the souls can even enter through them. It's beyond the basic understanding of we humans. Of course,
Ankoji,
Garuda
sorry to
Purana and
interrupt. I think
Haji,
there are few
sure.
people waiting in the lobby to be admitted.
Oops. Okay.
Ankuji, you continue. I'll take care of that.
Oh, okay. So crow plays a most important role over here. In many cases, it is also seen that when you keep the food for them, the crow doesn't come. Or maybe it takes a lot of time, it takes hours and hours. And there are cases where you get the food and immediately the crow has arrived, it had food and it went away. Other than this, there are also instances where, For example, let's say during the Shraddha. Now, after the death, when you kept food, everything went well. But during the Shraddha time, all rituals have been followed, all puja have been done, but the crow is not coming. You can see plenty crows around, but still it's not coming. It's just not ready to eat the food. So there are such kind of cases also, and the reasons are very different over there. It can vary from very simple, basic thing like a particular uh, Pitru, for example, it's for a father or a grandfather who likes eating a certain kind of food, was very fond of it. And that particular food is not there on the plate. For example, let's say it could be a jalebi or maybe a certain kind of a sabzi like a potato sabzi. It was not there. Things could be as simple as something like this also to something complicated, something we have gone wrong about. Because they try to communicate. Communication can happen through various means, including dreams as well. So depending on the case to case basis, one can really understand what is wrong and why this is, they are not taking the food. Or maybe the most appropriate way of saying this is, उन्होंने भोजन ग्रहण क्यों नहीं किया? So in order to understand this, one has to look inside the person's chart as well as life and identify the pattern. Now, it can also be possible. For example, I give an example. Let's say I have a Pitru Dosh. Let's take another example. I don't have a Pitru Dosh. Absolutely clean and clear. But the kind of way things are going wrong in my life, it is unexplainable. And it's kind of resembling as if I'm having a Pitru Dosh. Even that can be possible. So in what scenario does that happen? Pitru Dosh will be reflected in my chart for all those deaths that have happened prior to my birth in this particular lineage. But after my birth, let's say one of my uncles, he passed away. He was single, unmarried, didn't have children, had a tough life. Maybe it was not a natural death. Maybe it was something very unpleasant, painful. He had to go through a lot of turmoil. And he didn't die happily. He didn't leave the world happily. And if his soul is not going to rest in peace, somewhere it will reflect. Now, where will it reflect? A, it is going to reflect in terms of the way things are seeming messed up in my life at the moment. B, it will get on record tomorrow when the next generation is born. So tomorrow when I have a child, his chart is bound to show the reflections of something that has happened with my uncle who didn't die happily. So one has to really very closely identify. And cases where no such new births are happening, let's say I have a child already and I'm not looking forward to any new child birth and I'm still clueless what is going wrong. So there are, I would call the next level of astrology, because that astrology technically stops there. What we then go forward to is Siddhi. So those ones who have that kind of Siddhi, who can actually sense beyond the basic astrology to identify what is going wrong in this particular person's life, they are the ones who can easily clearly say and point out. But let's say I never got a chance to meet someone who is so highly evolved and has a Siddhi. Then it's a very simple basic thing I'm supposed to do. Remember my Pitru. Be thankful to them. Irrespective whether something is wrong in my life or not. I need not be only into trouble so that I can thank that person who started my lineage and everyone else, as a result of which I got this life today as a human. That's a very big thing. It's a very big privilege to be born as a human. So we should be thankful to our ancestors, to our lineage, to our grandparents and the forefathers. And that's the only way. In a year, the Shraddha days should be followed very methodically, very systematically, because that's just once in the whole year, those few select number of days where we are actually looking forward to it. Now, even in Pitru Paksha, why does it happen that it's only in Pitru Paksha, in this particular period phase, we can reach him out? So what is believed is it's the Shraddha days which ends with the Amavasya. I don't know how to put it across, but The other realms aren't so powerful enough, and the souls can very much enter our realm. So this period itself is considered for that purpose. If you look forward to something like, usually during Amavasya, many of the good things or particular a good purpose that you want to do, maybe you want to do a certain purchase or any new karaj, any new work that you intend to begin with, it is advised that don't start during the Amavasya. Why? Because Amavasya is that period where energies have a possibility in order to establish a connect and be present even in this particular realm. And during Pitru Paksha, which is where we even decided me and Ajayji, we all had spoken that it's rather better to not begin new batches at the moment, let this period pass off, and then let's commence the good work. Everyone is coming to seek knowledge, so let's rather do it in a more appropriate way. So this is the whole purpose behind Pitru Paksha, wherein we should be able to remember our ancestors, our forefathers, pray for them, pray that wherever they are, let them be in peace. If anyone who is passed away unhappily, then it is our job and our duty, our moral responsibility to make sure that at least there are things that we can do using which they could actually rest in peace and they can move on to their further journey on their path. Now, as per Rishi Bhrigu, which is Bhrigu Nandi Nadi Astrology, the main primary path which I follow, besides Parashari. So, when I do consultations and readings, for me, Parashari plays certain role, but much more bigger role is from Bhrigu Nandi Nadi Astrology. Now, as per that path, there are certain combinations, certain arrangements, which together decide how do we identify the presence of Pitru Dosha in a particular chart. As per EPHS, Bharat Parashari, as per Parashari, there are certain ways to recognize it. As per Bhrigu Nandi Nadi, there are other ways to recognize it. Methods are completely different. Outcomes will always be resonating. But there are cases where I've seen somehow what BNN would be able to identify, what Bhrigu Nandi Nadi is able to identify, we go steps ahead of Parashari. So planets like Rahu, Ketu, of course, they play a very important role. And besides that, further role comes from Shani Dev, Surya Dev, and Dev Guru Jupiter. But the most important ones who will be playing role is Rahu and Ketu. How are they placed? Where are they placed? What are they doing? And what are they not doing? What were they supposed to do? And what they are not doing? I'll share 3 cases with you as an example. 3 of them whom I've consulted. Is this big enough? You all can see the charts?
Yeah,
Yes,
my
Ankuji.
brother has the
Yes, we
exact
can
same Ketu
see.
and Rahu. That is the reason why he asked Pitru.
Okay. Most of you are here, budding astrologers. Many of you all are really learned enough. So I would want you to, just have a look at this particular D1 chart, the first one which is open. If you all want degree, I can slide and show you the degree as well. What do you think is this particular case? There is a lineage issue. There is a lineage curse over here. But things are far much more complicated than that. Anyone would like to take an attempt? Let me give you a hint. There is a major issue with the property.
Yeah, because Ketu sitting in 4th house, Rahu sitting with Mars, and then Moon also sitting in the 12th house.
Absolutely. So, this chart belongs to someone who is born probably, I think, 1960 or 1965. I was contacted by this sweet lady whose father-in-law's chart is this. And she told me that there's a problem that we are facing. We are intending to sell this particular piece of land but I fear my father-in-law should sell it or not. What do you suggest? Will it be advisable for him to fly abroad, as in fly back to India to sell this piece of land? Just for information, the family has been living somewhere in US. For me, the question was a piece of land which is not being sold, and there were some issues and nothing being cultivated over there. There's no activity going on, I am being told. So I had some kind of different feeling there has to be something else. So I asked them, help me understand. There's got to be more. Is it lying barren, or is there some activity going on, some construction work being done, maybe being farmed or something? The case was that no, nothing is being done. It's lying as it is, absolutely untouched. And we are like, okay, let's do the chart analysis. Let's try to understand. If you all want to have a look at the degree, then here is the degree. If it's, I'll just magnify for you all.
It's visible, Ankurji.
So this case was, they have been having, the father-in-law had 5 siblings, I think, 4 or 5 siblings. One of them was a sister, and except for the ones who are abroad, which is him, and I think there was one more. Things have been messed up, not a pleasant life. Amongst all the siblings, there is one brother who has been living in the same city, and he never married, always stayed single, just absolutely unhappy. The father-in-law moved abroad, his lineage, everything is fine, and the best part happened is like they had completely moved abroad long back. When during his youthful days, he and his wife, they move abroad, and thereon the family has been abroad only. This piece of land, they tried doing certain things, other family members, nothing ever worked out. They tried selling it, nothing ever worked out. And when I did the reading, for me, the challenge was that there has to be something else over here which is not being told. And the lady wasn't aware, because the father-in-law, they never spoke in detail about it. So I said, please ask him, there is a temple over there and there has to be a well. There is a temple, there is a well. Well has deaths associated with it. People have lost their life. And there is a temple which is completely unattended. And that's not a usual temple. Probably might not be even known to many that it does exist, but there is a temple. Now, when she spoke with the father-in-law, what we come across was completely shocking. So, decades back, there used to be work, some kind of work going on over there, and there was 2 children. It is said that they had drowned and died in that particular well. Now, no one has any other information how it happened, what happened. It's been decades back, so no one really knows about it. All we have is the chart. But the answer to my second question was proven correct. So this father-in-law's father, he was a Kalima Upasak. He had made 2 rooms over there on that piece of land. By the way, the piece of land should be worth not less than 2 to 3 crores as of date. It's somewhere in Gujarat. The present value should be in a range of 2 to 3 crores. I hope you can understand how big is the piece of land should be then. So his father was a Kalima Upasak, and there's a particular room over there inside where he used to do his sadhana, Tantra sadhana and other rituals. And things have been totally unattended. No steps had been taken even to follow the guidelines, what they usually follow for the your own deity, the family deity, which is your Kuladevta and Kulti. Even that has not been followed. The only good thing was he moving away from the country. He had plans that I want to go back. I want to go back and sell the piece of land. But if we are going back, what he's activating is Ketu big time, which will not be a right thing to do. Rather, quite a risky one. Anyone want to comment anything on this particular chart? In case, Shubhraji, I think you said it's kind of similar with your brother.
Yes.
So your brother has in the same fourth and 10th house.
Yes, my brother has the same.
And what about his son?
My brother is not married. None of us are married actually.
No. Sun as in Surya Devta. SUN, sun,
Oh,
sun in the chart.
I'll need to check.
Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead with the next example I have here. Now, the earlier one was a very different subject where the family is, I would say, kind of safeguarded while being away from that piece of land. Like here, this is another case. A good, charming guy, youthful, maybe in his early 30s. If you can see the chart, Jupiter, Ketu, Moon, ascendant, first house, Cancer ascendant.
Ankuji, just one thing, someone raised a point in the group. They are seeing
Hanji,
some screen on the right hand side. I think Geeta ji has raised a point. Like I can see a
screen.
logo, my logo. I think, yeah. If you can just play
हाँ
some.
वो ASR जी का लोगो आ रहा था
Finally, I got rid of it. I'm so
Earlier,
sorry.
someone
Thank you
else's
so much
logo
for
was
saying
there
that.
or photo. I think Shubhra's photo was there. Please continue.
Yeah. So whoever speak, that was popping up. Correct. I've been trying to shift it on right now. I realized it should have been on the left. Really sorry. My apologies for the inconvenience.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Few people are waiting to join, but we are not able to see them.
So
I just want to convey
this
this is
is the
not an
chart.
internet issue.
Still waiting to join. Oh, okay. I've admitted.
By the way, my brother's son is in 12th house.
Sun is in 12th house. Okay. Can you share this the screenshot of the chart in the window? Or maybe let's do this way. I'll have a look at it later, and maybe I can give you a feedback. So this is the second chart. Jupiter, Moon, Ketu. Now this guy started working very early at his age, probably like 12, 13 or 14 years onward. He's already started working at restaurants like a waiter. Did multiple kind of jobs, and he had the responsibility of three elder sisters. Father passed away very young age, and in spite of doing all the duties, this guy made sure that he studied well. He did his engineering and working on a reputed job at the moment. So the big trouble with him is, okay, let me hear it from the participants. What do you think should be a major issue with this case? He's working
I'm
abroad,
sorry, could you
just for
please
your
repeat the
information.
question?
What do you think should be the actual problem in this case? The biggest problem in this case? The degrees are also visible just in case. And here's the D9. There's one planet which is actually into major difficulty, both the places in D1 as well as D9. We're talking about Moon.
Shanidev. Oh,
Moon. Moon being kicked up very well out here. Ketu. Although we have Jupiter also along with it, but not really of much use. When I go to K9, D9 again, I have a problem for Moon. That too in here, it is with Saturn as well as Rahu. Of course, Mercury is also there to give it special love. Plus setting with Mars. Look at the condition. Poor guy. The amount of stress he takes, constant fear. I mean, I really feel sorry to say, but his overthinking goes to an extent. Am I suffering from cancer? I've got something. Let's say he's got some little pain in his tummy. The thoughts will go to the extent that, am I suffering from cancer? Am I going to die tomorrow? Let me do this way. Let me get even an MRI done. He's actually done an MRI just last week. In spite of the fact that the doctors, best of the doctors were available, and they actually told him there's absolutely nothing in his case. But just for his mental peace, his satisfaction, they carried out this test. MRI was done, and it was all clear. The good thing was there's some stone issue that came to light, so that was an added benefit. But aside from that, it was absolutely nothing. Definitely not cancer. So while on one hand he is able to focus on his work, live his life, do his responsibilities, everything really well, but the problem here is the Ketu has affected his marriage. He's got separated once, and there's not been a childbirth yet, of course, because the marriage didn't really fructify into a child, and eventually that got into a separation. We're hoping second marriage about it, but let's see. Still on the lookout of a right companion. I hope he gets through with it. But if you look at this way, now in his lineage, he comes from a family of cops. So most of the family members in his lineage, they have worked for police department, pretty good level. And fortunately, I get to say that yes, he is in the honest category. But when we look back in the past 7 generations, we really have no idea what could have gone wrong where. Now, the only thing that he has to do is the rituals and various remedies that are advisable. That's what he can try to do. But additionally, what he needs to do is take control on his mood. Very fondly, I'll say the way Ajay ji says, "ऐसी कम तैसी देखी जाएगी, मिट जाओ." So he'll actually have to bring a lot of conservation in that front. This is the third example I'm sharing. Please have a look.
yeah, Rahu.
5th house Rahu, 11th house Ketu.
Ankuji, sorry to interrupt. There's one person waiting to get inside. You can improve. You're the host.
Anji, oh, I have actually had approved him even early. I don't know why. Reddy Shiv Shankar ji, unless he is also in Dubai, then probably there is a problem. Okay, I think he's joined. Anyone would like to make any statements, any comments, any inputs on this chart? We have 34 of us. Good number.
Ankurji, one question. So, how were you able to identify that the person has health anxiety or he is a hypochondriac?
Okay, the previous chart, right? Let's go there.
Yeah.
The three planets that we see here, Jupiter, Moon, and Ketu.
Yes.
Okay. Jupiter is Jiva, the person himself. Moon, his mind. In this case, it's also the ascendant lord. And there we have Ketu. Jupiter is, I hate using these words, but exalted. Exalted, debilitated, we don't really count. I find it quite annoying, but fair enough, we'll use it. Jupiter is exalted. But still, although with Jupiter and Moon sitting together, we get Gaj Kesari Yoga. In spite of that, things are not very comfortable. Why? Give it a thought. What could be the reason? Why Jupiter, in spite of the fact that Jupiter is sitting with Moon, still this person really runs down deeply into unwanted thinking. He'll create unnecessary thought. Right up pahad banayega ye. He does that. Absolutely. But why Jupiter is not able to help? They're sitting together. By the way, he's a gem. Trust me, gem of a guy. Always ready to help anyone without hesitation. Purely clean at heart. Very family oriented. I mean, he's somewhere in his early 30s. But I find few guys who are so very committed and family oriented the way he is, in spite of the unfortunate marriage separation that has happened in his life earlier. The only big trouble with him is like super thinking, deep thinking, unnecessary. Anybody want to comment why Jupiter is not able to help the Moon?
Degree wise, Moon is closer to Ketu. That is, I mean, that may be
Absolutely.
one of these.
And Jupiter is ahead. Simple, absolutely correct. It's very clear. So, in simple words, while Ketu is playing with Moon, Jupiter is way ahead of that. Moon cannot receive any help from Jupiter. It cannot receive any help from Jupiter. So in this case, what are we supposed to do? How do we bring help for him? What do you think?
Strengthen Moon.
Pardon me?
I mean, strengthen Moon.
Yes, but how do we make sure that his habit of deep thinking can be toned down and the
Meditation.
whole attitude of taking unnecessary tensions will stop? Meditation, of course, yes, very good. Meditation. What else can be done?
Improving relationship with mother.
It's beautiful relationship he has with his mother. In fact, okay, this I usually keep it for my courses or for the consultation periods, but I'll just mention over here. They are very strongly connected with intuition about each other. Very strongly connected, mother and son, both of them. Son is unwell over here, mother will immediately get a realization something's wrong with her. And vice versa. So that way, his relationship with mother is really good. Grace of God. We need to strengthen the Rahu element. Ketu keeps on taking him into isolation. He's in Dubai, and I think Dubai. Yeah, he's in Dubai. And zero social circle. Can you imagine now? Shoot up. Let's increase the Rahu element. The only better way to pacify Ketu now. Everything else is difficult. The only way where things can be managed and pacified is improving the Rahu element. And with the current transit, by the way, Ketu at the moment is in Leo. It will be moving on to Cancer soon. When it moves on to Cancer in December next year, just think about it. How is it going to be for it? Sorry.
Ajay,
Things are going to
sir
be
also
complicated.
mentioned for people in
Pardon
Ketu,
me?
they should be focusing on Rahu factor. Ajay
Yeah,
sir also mentioned in the last
correct,
training.
correct. I'm
Hmm.
glad you remember it. Thank you so much. That's nice.
Yeah.
So the only support that we can generate here now is from Rahu's side. Of course, there are other things, but the worrying part is Ketu is right now in Leo. Next year, December, it will move on to Cancer. But before it moves on to Cancer, Rahu, Ketu, Jupiter, Saturn, these are such players. Before they arrive, they make their presence felt. Before they arrive in a certain house, they make their presence felt. You'll already start seeing the difference. Today, we were on the call for almost like just half an hour, quick one. But tomorrow I'll be talking to him, and he's already started getting into very depressive thoughts. Moon is very important. Balancing it is very important. Nothing is of any use if moon is on the weaker side.
So emotional dependency issues.
Absolutely. His whole life is being affected.
Right.
His marriage, let's say, I'm hoping he takes steps towards the marriage, the next one. But so far, deprived from child. And plus the amount of anxiety and stress that he is taking in disturbing his own life. All being affected. And by the way, 3 elder sisters, fortunately, none of them are having issues that side, but it's him. Now, I am not here talking about supporting the patriarchy structure of the society, but it's a very simple thing. If he decides to not marry, which he does think at times, with disappointment that I'm really not happy about the kind of proposals that come and the way things have happened previously in the first marriage. He feels disappointed. He even says that I don't want to marry. But so if he does that, that would mean what? A full stop to the lineage. Lineage will not grow further. I hope you get it.
And will that again indirectly cause Pitru Dosh?
The curse is getting successful. That's what it means. So when we say Pitru Dosh, what can it be? It could be maybe someone died unnaturally. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was a murder. Maybe it was an unborn child or child probably who due to sickness died way too early. Maybe his
Right.
death had not come by then. It was not meant to happen, but Deshkal Patra Paristhiti, anything could have happened. Imagine we are talking about 7 generations. Even if you were to allocate 100 years per generation, just for calculation purpose, we are talking about past 700 years. What all could have happened in past 700 years? Just think over it. The society is really structured today, but back then, whether you talk about dacoits being looted, we don't know whether it's a rape or what. The number of battles that have been fought, so many things. Things have been absolute mess. The British Raj, that itself has done plenty of things, which is like, we can clearly say people didn't really, had a good life back then. So it could be any reason, absolutely any reason. You have no idea of what went wrong. But definitely there is something wrong which has to be addressed. And addressing that core issue is important. Now, in his case,
Ankurji,
since
sorry
this
to
chat is
interrupt. I
open,
think there are a few
sure.
more people
There's
waiting in
somebody
the
waiting. Yeah. Somebody got kicked out in lobby. Can you
Oh,
please let them in?
yeah, sure.
A few people.
Admit
Thank
all.
you.
Good, you all are keeping an eye. Yes, I don't get to know you. There is no notification that comes. Priyanka Sinha. Is there something wrong? People are getting dropped because Priyanka ji was there earlier.
It's probably
I guess this is because the internet is actually bad right now, believe me.
No,
I
but
think.
Pankaj
Yeah,
is
I'm
from India
sure.
only.
Right, right. But Piyush ji,
Hey,
I'm really
because
glad you have joined, in spite of
अभी
the
मेरे
internet troubles.
because I just got 2 calls and yeah, couldn't hear anything.
Yeah,
All right,
it's
I'll get back.
international also. So there was a few people kicked out internationally as well. Please continue.
Yes. So now, in this case, is he alone responsible? Is it alone the lineage curse which is responsible for his difficult life? The answer is no. Even his prarabdha are responsible, which is why he is born in a house where things resonate. A, with the problems that he's having. B, his relationship with the family members. Someone needs to go on mute. There is extra sound coming in. Gayatri.
It's done.
Third chart I'm taking. I hope it's visible, right?
yes.
This person, it's a very different case. Absolutely different case. In fact, I was not even technically the appointment was not scheduled for having a look at this chart. So it's his daughter who got in touch with me for doing the reading of hers. And for some reason, first she told me that I'll join you in 15 minutes. Please give me 15 minutes. I'm like, all right, no problem. I'll wait. Then I'm told, so please just give me 15 minutes more. While doing this, we almost like half an hour, 45 minutes late. And I'm wondering what's wrong. And she was like, sir, I'm really sorry. There was something wrong and this and that. I'm like, no, tell me what is wrong. And she said, sir, my father, I said, just give me his chart. I need his details right now. And then her reply was, sir, that was not I wanted to consult you for. That's okay. And I'm like, no, I want to have a look at his chart because something tells me that I need to see this chart. So you please give me the details. Let's begin with this chart first. And this is the same chart that I'm sharing with you all right now. Her father used to work for Government of India in a department which is which advises the PMO office on the scientific innovations and scientific movements, the steps the country needs to take and is taking. And he's actually that particular department comprises of team of scientists. So now you can understand what kind of a person are we talking about. There are his research papers which are studied and discussed even in Harvard. So he is a different league, intellectually, absolutely a different league person. But still, there is a major problem. The problems affected him to such an extent that unfortunately the outcome was that he had to literally suffer very bad, in spite of being at
Sorry,
the epitome.
lost your voice in the last 20 seconds.
Last 20 seconds. So, in spite of being at the epitome of his career, being so intellectually capable, so learned, very well recognized, very popular, neither was he getting promotions. In fact, situations got complicated. Someone filed a false case on him, and things only kept taking a wrong shape after a certain point. In that, there was a contribution of a misdeed done by someone else within the family relatives, who were also responsible to do certain things which actually made sure that this person couldn't really focus. And great combination, Rahu Moon, fifth house, played its games. Saturn's 10th aspect, Sun. Things really went into trouble. Over here, if you see, you would feel that ninth house, we have Venus. Technically, nothing should be going wrong. Things seem fine, but that's not the case. In fact, this case can be studied even for the black magic. So this is that particular case. A lot has happened. Unfortunately, the family has been through a lot. Of course, there is the lineage curse issue which is playing a role. Other than that, other things which were being done to them, unfortunately. So going forward, typically, when we say lineage curse, what are we talking about in terms of remedies? The three things are constant. Pitru Dosh Puja, there is Narayan Bali, there is Nag Bali. These three pujas are common, compulsory. And there is more. Now, when I say there is more, what does that mean? That means this really cannot be answered because this has to be case to case basis. So I'd rather keep my mouth shut than giving out information which will be like, and as good as making a purchase of a over the counter medicine. Sir dukh raha hai, I need to have a Saradon or probably a Crocin or something like that. It doesn't really help. People end up trying unnecessary things, creating problems for themselves. But these three things, Pitru Dosh Nivaran Puja, Narayan Bali and Nag Bali, these three things are compulsory. But when we say these three are to be done, not many people say, sir, we just did, we did at this place, we did at Haridwar, we did at Trimbakeshwar, we even did at Gaya. There are so many places people talk about. That stan is of Ramji, other stan is of Krishnaji, the other stan is of Mahadev, and things have still not been really peaceful. So the answer over here is things will not be peaceful because there is only one place where we are actually supposed to do these rituals. Now, why this place? We are talking about Varanasi, we are talking about Kashi. I hope you all know when we go to Kashi, it is said that you should not bring Ganga Jal from Kashi. Do you all know this?
No.
You are not aware? Ganga Jal from Kashi
No.
is never to be brought back home. क्योंकि वहां पे अस्थियां विसर्जित की जाती हैं.
Yes. Rasya.
It is for the immersion of ashes after the bodies are burned, which is why it is not advisable. You bring from Haridwar, you bring from Sangam, no problem. But from Kashi, it is not advisable. It's also called world's oldest city. Imagine world's oldest city, part of the world's oldest civilization, Sanatan. This is Kashi. Kashi has very lot of importance. And there is a reason there is Kashi. And there is an additional reason why Manikarnika Ghat is at Kashi, not anywhere else. The power that one experiences of post-death rituals being done at Kashi cannot match any other location. Absolutely not possible. It is impossible. Whether you do at Haridwar, you do at Trimbakeshwar. Yes, it's said about Trimbak also. Are Mahadev ka Jyotirlinga wahan pe, you go and do that. No, it will not work. Why it will not work? Because that's the whole essence about the presence of Kashi in our life. So, like I said, there is a reason why Manikarnika Ghat and all the rituals that go in and around with it, whether I say talk about Tantra or even about non-Tantra also, there is a reason that Manikarnika has a presence in Kashi and it makes such a huge difference in people's lives. So these rituals are to be done at Kashi only. That is where you will see the difference. It's the only place where when Batuk Bhairav, after cutting the head of Brahma out of his ego, when Mahadev commanded and told Batuk Bhairav to cut down his head, it was cut, and he, as a penance, because there was a Brahma Hatya which happened from Batuk Bhairav. Batuk Bhairav, in case if people who don't know, it's a child form, 7, 8, 9-year-old child form of Mahadev. So Batuk Bhairav, with the head sticking to his hand, he went around the entire realm, all the realms. He went all the realms. Finally, when he reached Kashi, the hand which was stuck to his, the head which was stuck to his hand, that is where it fell down. So there is a very strong reason behind Kashi. The power it holds, the blessing it has of Mahadev. The whole purpose behind doing these rituals is for those ancestors to live in peace. I mean, let them move on into their further journey. Let them get peace. We are talking
Ankuji,
about them to, yes,
sorry to interrupt. I'm just trying to understand. Until now, we were looking at
sure,
the prarabdha, the lineage curse, and the moment we started talking about the remedy, now we are talking about a specific, like a physical location like Kashi. Just trying
correct.
to correlate uh, uh, this from a
I'll give you a
remedy
simple
per.
example.
Yeah.
I'll give you a simple example. Uh, okay, you have a river in London. What's the name? Thames, right?
Yeah.
Thames.
And we have Ganga. Can Ma Ganga be compared with River Thames in terms of its sanctity, purity, etc., etc., etc.? Both are rivers.
They can never be
Simple
compared.
question. Never be compared, right? Impossible. The blessings Ma Ganga brings to the mankind that no other river can bring. Still, Ma Ganga herself does take a dip in Narmada, which has a very different relevance and different deep story behind it. Maybe we can keep it for some other day. So, what I'm trying to tell you, to answer your query, when you said here we are talking about a specific place. From first we spoke about lineage issue, what kind of issues it could probably cause. We went first, we started to understand what is Pitru all about, what is Pitru Paksha, how do you deal with this, how is it identified. I've not shared how is it identified, of course not. But when identified, then what next? Things that we are supposed to do, that we are talking about. And as a remedy, the main key remedy in terms of doing the Pitru Dosh Puja, Narayan Bali and Nag Bali, and where it should be done. So it should be done only at Kashi. And why am I supporting only one place or suggesting only one place? It's not me who is saying this. I am nobody. Absolutely nobody. I am only following the learned ones who say this. The सही स्थान कौन सा है where this should be done? That is Kashi. Still the same question, or is it addressed?
Address, sir. Thank you.
Address? Oh. You will find pandas everywhere. By the way, I hope you all know what is the meaning of panda. Hello?
What is it?
Pandas? You all know what are pandas called? What are pandas?
No.
These are pandits, but typically these are pandits who are actually, you'll find them in most of these sacred locations. We call them pandas. And होता ऐसा है कि pandas are only into the business of making money. Or you can even say Pandit is in the business of making money. So the Pandit will actually end up telling you, convincing you, assuring you, oh, you do it at this time, don't worry. All your Pitrus will have peace and everything will be sorted out. Absolutely wrong, pathetic, incorrect information. It's not so. Come what may, whoever tells you whatever, please be assured it's not going to help. It's only Kashi where you could go to get this thing addressed and answered. The purpose for you behind doing these rituals will be that you want the ancestors to be in peace so that they move on in peace further in their journey. Not just about you receiving their blessing, but even they are deprived. And you fortunately have got a chance to play this duty as a medium. It is part of your prarabdha as well. Please do it. Do your part. So going anywhere else actually is of no use. Now we have Pitru Paksh 2025. It starts from 7th.
Ankurji,
Yes.
you just said
Yes.
that river water should never be brought from Kashi. So what happens because many people,
Ganga Jal from Kashi is never to be brought here.
yeah, but what happens because people unknowingly, I have seen many people and I myself also have collected water from there itself. So what happens if anyone has collected water and they bring it to their house?
It's not bringing a good energy. It is done unknowingly. Many people end up doing that. But in case if you're having, उसे जल प्रवाहित कर दो आप. Let it be flown in a moving river or maybe sea or ocean, whatever you have access to. Any flowing stream of water, just let it go. And if you still need,
Ankuji, sorry to interrupt. There are people who are waiting in to be inducted.
again, oh my,
Yeah, you're the host actually, so
अच्छा रचना दी.
yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So unknowingly, many people end up doing it. See, at any given point of time, every person is at a point which is called as unaware. But the moment we realize we get to know about it, we shouldn't do it.
Yes.
So whoever has it from Kashi, it is advisable. Please let it be, immersed into the flowing stream of water. Let it unite over there with the universe and let it go. And if you want it, there are many trustable places through whom you can order online, and they'll have it dispatched to you. These days, you ask for water coming from Gangotri, you'll have it delivered. There's nothing missing out. Just that you have to make sure how trustable the source is, and that's about it. But from Kashi, absolutely no. Never. Not at all.
Okay.
So for the Pitru Paksh 2025, there is one thing which I really wish to inform. Now, back then, few months back, when I went to Ma Kamakya temple for Ambubachi festival, I hope many of you would recollect, I had shared in the group that many people are selling the services online, making things that you can get Ma Ka Lal Vastra, the red cloth, which is the prasad of Ma. All you have to pay a certain amount of money for the puja, and they'll do the puja and they'll have the cloth delivered at your home. I had clearly debunked, said that this is a false information. Don't fall in for this. Similarly, I'm making this announcement today in good faith with little bit of information that I have, little bit of learnings that has happened in life. There are people who will be trying to sell you that we'll do Pitru Pakshka puja, we'll do Tarpanam for your ancestors. All you have to do is do an online booking, 500, 1000, 1200, 1500, whatever. And be assured that puja will reach your forefathers, everything will be fine. If you believe this, then you're making a very big mistake. Don't even think about it. Because it's of no use. Let's say you are in some part of the world, some really far off part of the world where you have no access to any kind of temple. Geographically, really far away. No access to temple, no access to any such means, but at least you will have some glass of water with you. You can do Jal Tarpanam yourself wherever you are. If you can have a little bit of flowers, maybe honey, some fragrance in the form of attar, put it into water. Let's say you don't have any of this, maybe just water. Let's say you have sesame seeds, the black sesame seeds, which hold very important role in keeping the negative energies away. Add it into water and do the tarpanam yourself. That is more than enough. But if you have to believe that I can sit back in my AC office in some part of the world and relax, and that Pandit out there is doing a tarpanam in some place, whether it's out of India or whether it is in maybe, not even Kashi, maybe somewhere else. And that tarpanam and those efforts, those pujas is going to do good to my ancestors, wrong information. Completely wrong information. You're being fooled. I'm sorry to say this. You're being fooled. Please stay away from that. It's of no use. I gave you complete detail about how the whole thing works. When we say that ancestors' blessing is there upon you, ancestors watch you, what does that mean? Which is why I gave you the whole back end story about the river, Vaitarana river. And here you are not believing it, and you still go ahead to do things just for your laziness. You're inviting additional trouble. Do what is within your reach. No problem. Okay, let's say you organize, uh, other than Pitru Paksha, you wanted to do some puja for certain deity, whether it is Ganeshji, Mahadev, Krishna, anyone, whichever temple in India, Siddha temple maybe. No harm, no problem. Please do it. Very good. It's your wish. Please do it. But for Pitru Paksha, if you do this, it's not good. Answer is very simple. Don't even think of indulging into outsourced puja for your ancestors. It doesn't happen. Technically, you have to be physically present over there. If someone will tell me, I don't have any Pitru Dosh and I want to do this puja for my ancestors, my answer is still the same. Why? Because they are your ancestors. They are not some orphan you're dealing with them in a very inappropriate manner. In fact, you cannot even deal with orphans in this manner. You're like, as if like not bothered. I don't care. There's that kind of an attitude to deal with your ancestors. On what basis are we doing this? How can you outsource a puja which is meant to do good blessings for you, for your lineage, for your children, for your future, as well as for the peace of your ancestors, because of whom you are alive today? So please take care of this. It's one piece of advice. What else can you do? Should you do? The first thing what is advisable is curd rice. Either you can make it in the form of pind, curd rice without any salt added into it, and add black sesame seeds. You give it to the crows, just keep it, wait for them, pray in your heart, pray to your ancestors, pray that they take your bhog which you're offering to them. वो भोग ग्रहण करें, स्वीकारें आपकी जो इच्छा है कि वो जहां पर भी हो शांति से रहे, सुख से रहे. Do that the first thing in the morning. Other than your daily usual rituals. So usual rituals say that morning you do certain mantra chants or you do Arku Suryadev. That's all your duty. I will not interfere anything. I'm not commenting on that. I'm only saying in terms of the part of the Pitru Paksha rituals, what you need to do. The next thing what you need to do is the Satvik Bhojan cooked as per the choice of that particular Pitru. I have taken for granted, I didn't emphasize this before, but I think I better mention it. Hindu calendar doesn't resonate with the English calendar, and we have tithis. I hope you all know this.
Yes.
Hello? Yes. So, as per the tithis, a particular Pitru when they passed away, it was what tithi, and that tithi is falling on which day of Pitru Paksha. On that particular tithi, we have to do these rituals. And for those set of Pitru about whom we have no idea about when they passed away, what day, what date, in that case, we do it on the last day, which is called Sarva Pitru Amavasya, where all your ancestors are included. That's very important. So for someone, let's say you're doing on the first day or third day or fourth day, but irrespective of that, you have to also do on the last day, so that your efforts, your prayers are reaching onto them on the last day. All of them, all the entire lineage. The first thing to be done is curd rice with black sesame seeds added, without any salt. That should be offered. Keep it aside on a plate or a platter, or advisable is on a banana leaf. Let the crows come and have it. Second, later in the afternoon, you keep sattvic bhojan. Try to make food as per what your Pitru would like. If you know of particular Pitru whose date that is, maybe your grandfather, great grandfather, husband, mother, sister, whatsoever, try to include something of their choice. Other than that, do a jal tarpanam, wherein take jal, add a little bit of kuch grass, flowers, akshat, black sesame seeds, and take it in your hand and do the tarpanam. Can be at any of the river bodies, no problem. Other than that, try to feed someone needy, someone poor, someone whom you could extend some help. And that depends. This has no scale, no limit. It's up to you what can be your reach. But it has to be done with a pure intent of seva bhav, that let someone get this help today. Lastly, if whatever kind of charity you could do to help out someone whom you're aware of, do it. In the name of your ancestors, that I am doing this particular initiative of feeding the poor or needy, or maybe donating something to needy people, with an intent that whatever blessings comes, I want that blessings to reach my ancestors so that they live in peace. तो उस तरह का प्रण आपको लेना पड़ेगा. I don't know what's the English translate of pran, but that's the way how it is.
संकल्प भी बोलते हैं ना,
संकल्प भी कह सकते हैं. हाँ जी, संकल्प is also a very good. In fact, that's a more appropriate. Thank you for correcting me.
Oath.
So that's it, little bit from my side. Any questions from your end? Please feel free to ask.
I have a question.
हाँ जी.
Yeah, Pitru Paksha.
Your name, please.
Yeah, my name is Varun, sir.
हाँ.
Asking, ये पितृ पक्ष कभी साउथ में ना हम उसको अमावस्या भी कह देते हैं, या is it the same thing or is it this is a different time? Like अमावस्या के टाइम में sometime that also for the ancestors they do some kind of puja. ये same है या this is a different?
Okay, it's in what period?
In what region from south are you from?
I'm from Karnataka.
Okay, I'm from Karnataka, Varun. So are you talking about Mahalaya Amavasya?
I am not sure, ma'am. I'm just telling my mother is the one who does all this. So when she says, "Oh, today's Amavasya, you need to do something,"
She's
mostly the one who.
Okay, so it is like in Karnataka, there are like few communities who do this, tarpana or the rituals, which is done every year in the name of the Pitrus. Like, for example, if the sun if the sun is alive, then the sun will do it for the father, like whatever. So every year the ceremony is done, just like you do it when the person passes away. So year on year, it's called Varshabdika. So it is done. So in many communities in Karnataka, if that is not done, then they actually follow this Pitru Paksha, and in this period they choose a date, and most likely it is the Mahalaya Amavasya, which is the last day just before the Navratri. That is when they actually do it, like including every ancestor of yours. So that is how it is done.
Mitaji, really thank you. You actually have brought to light one more fact. When we are aware of the tithi of a particular date, when our ancestors or maybe our any of our parents or relative who passed away, so annually on that particular tithi, I'm not talking about the calendar day, the tithi as per our panchang, on that date also we are supposed to do these rituals. As well as during Pitru Paksha, we must follow the same. So in case of people who are not aware, kindly make a note of that as well.
Ankurji.
Hanji. Rachaji,
So,
Bataji.
yeah. I have a question.
Yes, please.
Like Shreya's grandparents, we don't know tithis and all. Her father's parents.
Krishnaji, why are you even asking? I had already told you what needs to be done.
Rachnaji, I think if you don't know the tithi, that is why when everybody,
No.
I believe you are from
No.
Karnataka also.
No, that was not my question. We both are females. No, how we can do that thing?
No, you cannot.
No,
you cannot.
there is no
No,
such thing.
you cannot. Okay. No,
other
females
than
are
that,
not
what we
supposed to
can
do this. One second, Rachnaji. I have to correct this thing. There is a very wrong misconception, or like very wrong thing that has been followed and being thought that women can give the tarpan, which is very, very, it's not correct, because you are given the power to create something. You are, like you have the womb, you create a baby. So you cannot do the, like the sending off ritual. It has to be done by a male.
Yeah,
Because
that I know.
women,
What I'm asking is, other than giving tarpan, what else we can do, me and my daughter?
Okay,
You can keep the shad,
you
or
should
you
know
could.
about the, you know about the Swayampaka, right, Rachnaji?
Yeah, Swayampaka, I know.
Yes, so you can do
Mahalaya
that.
Amavasya, right, we can do that,
Yeah,
no? Because we
yes,
don't know the
Mahalaya
tithi and all.
Amavasya, yes, Mahalaya Amavasya, or even the other, the year on year, if you know the date, or when the tithi falls, on that day you can, just give this Swayampaka thing.
No, we are not at all in touch. That's why I'm asking this.
Yeah.
Here
So
is
it's
also
fine.
called as Shida, giving a Shida.
Yeah,
Here in
that is
Maharashtra,
what
it's
is.
also called as giving the Shida.
Yeah, that is called Swayampaka in Kannada.
Swayampaka,
Right,
okay, Kannada, okay.
Correct.
Yeah, Swayampaka
Okay,
means you're
thank you.
just giving the raw ingredients to cook the food for
Okay,
someone. That's about it.
to the achar we can
Correct.
give. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions?
Also, going back to Varun's question, I guess what he's asking is that right now, Pitru Paksh, our ancestors are going to be coming down to Earth to see us, to visit us. And during Amavasya, because it happens every month. So you have the chance to do this every month on Amavasya. But during Pitru Paksh, there is a different kind of an energy because our ancestors are down on Earth. That is the reason why you would want to do this, like some extra remedies during this time. Right? Am I right, Uncle Ji?
I'm not sure if that's what Varun meant. However, if this is the question, just in case, your first part I'll mention later. Let's talk about the second part as far as the Pitru Paksha period is concerned. Definitely, in this particular period, they'll be coming down, and which is why we do these rituals. However, now we go to the first part. Do they come down on every Amavasya? Not really. But someone does definitely come down. Who is that someone? There are plenty more energies, plenty more entities. Now you can call them whatever. Spirits, those Atmas who have not yet been on that right path, who are still wandering around, and who's bound to get affected. It depends on the kind of chart and the kind of person. It depends individual to individual basis. But these on every Amavasya, it is not necessary our ancestors who are coming down. But during Pitru Paksha, certainly, yes, they are.
Right. I understand on Amavasya, we are sending them the energy because they're not coming down really. But during Pitru Paksh, you should be following those rituals because they are actually coming
Absolutely.
down to.
Absolutely. And in our heart, around the year, in our heart, be thankful and pray to them. What does it take? I mean, for one to really genuinely pray in their heart that let them be in peace and happiness wherever they are. What does it even take to say this with all our humility and happiness? With all that faith to the deity that we pray. We pray for so many things. Half the time we are asking for something or the other. So why not remember them every now and then and pray that they are in peace? The least we can do. No rituals, no puja, no method, no muhurat, nothing needed. Just pray for their peace, which can be done anytime in the year.
Excuse me, one follow-up question, please.
Yes, Varunji.
So how do we, I joined the session late. How will you identify when this Pitru Paksh time has come?
Okay. So typically Pitru Paksh time, how is it identified? There is a way wherein the Amavasya period which falls post Ganesh Chaturthi period and prior to Navratri. And Panchang has a much more detailed way of calculating it, basis which, but always you will find this arriving after Ganesh Chaturthi. And there is also a story related to this, which is said that while Ganeshji comes to earth in our realm to bless people out here, and that is when that period which is left out, that realm is unattended. So there are such kind of stories. I'm not fully aware about it. There are such kind of stories or beliefs as well that that realm becomes unattended and the energy start flowing out in that particular Amavasya period. And every part of the world, every religion, every caste, every country has some other form of celebration or prayers or rituals which is there, basis which they say, following these rituals will bring peace to our ancestors who have passed away. Especially Native Americans, Australia, should I say Native Australians or Aborigines? That's what they call them.
Mexico particularly celebrates Day of the Dead.
Absolutely. Correct. Mexico. So all these regions who have deep-rooted history that goes much back, you'll find something or other definitely happening in order to bring peace to the ancestors who have passed away. The date and timing changes more or less. And these days, the simplest, easiest way is to go on the app. You have the answer when it is.
I think it's quite relatable to Halloween, probably.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Any other question?
Yeah, Ankurji, one question I had. Can we give offerings to
AK-47, is it?
No, Akash. My name is Akash.
Okay.
So, can we give offerings to cow as well, or it should be only crows?
Yeah, Vaishnavs do say you can give it to cow, but crows is recommended. It is advisable.
Can I
Well,
add
it is
here?
not very easy to find crows everywhere.
Can I add here? Okay, so this period, this is the scientific reasoning why this period is celebrated, or this kind of ritual has been followed. If you closely observe, what are you giving in the food? Like Ankuji said, it is rice, curds, and sesame seeds, right? So
Yes.
this particular season is actually the breeding season for the crow. So you're actually helping a new mother to get some nourishment. You can Google it out. This is actually the breeding season for crows, and that is why exactly you will see a lot of crows around this time. So when there is a, when the cow is a new mother, so you're basically giving this some kind of protein and nutrition to that new mother. So that is why these rituals have been, formed or being done. And there has always been reasons, and there has always been scientific reasons behind whatever we do. It's just that we need to dig in a little bit.
Sanatan goes way, way deep after all.
So that is why crows and not cows.
Okay.
By the way, Akaji, you're from India or some other part of the world?
Yes, I'm from India only, Hyderabad.
Achha, in Hyderabad only.
Yes,
Those definitely are there in Hyderabad.
You don't find them easily. You find pigeons more, but crows very rarely you find them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Ankurji,
Anybody else or Anji?
Ankurji, what about Munja? Like somebody who has died at a childhood age. Like Munja, if you know, in Maharashtra we have that thing.
I'm trying to understand. Munja म्हणजे the ritual which is being done, right?
नाही जे म्हणजे पहिलेच वारून जातात वयाचे येण्याच्या पहिलेच वारून जातात तसे मुलं लाईक हु डाय ॲट 6, 7 to 10 एज असं
करेक्ट
So what about them? Is this to be done for them as well, or it
absolutely
like, or will it be the same part what we do for our other ancestors?
No, it has to be done for them as well. See, take a case. The chart says you will be deprived of the child's love. I'm sorry, not you. Sorry. Let's say the chart says someone will be deprived for the child's love. You'll have to go through maybe the person will have to be separated emotionally or geographically or emotionally and geographically, or the worst could be the death of child. And it also says childbirth also will be very big challenge. So what happens is this particular couple, they face miscarriages during the birth. This couple then eventually faces some of the other troubles. The bottom line is there has been trouble on the child and the lineage side. Now, it was in their prarabdha, in their karma that this has to happen. They'll have to go through such kind of pain, probably in their previous life. I'm just giving an assumption scenario. Probably in their previous life, they didn't regard or respect the child, the love that they had, the family they had, and things they were supposed to do for the family, for their children. They didn't do. This life, they have to experience this pain.
Okay.
As a result of that, along with it, I'm being born in a house where I'm getting this lineage curse as well. Why? Because there is an ancestor who probably died way too early, unhappy. Maybe it was before time. Maybe the child was playing around in the village and fell down in the well and died. Or maybe there was an accident, or it could be anything. Point is, there is a soul which departed. So the rituals will definitely come as it is. Everything will come. It will be applicable.
Okay.
There are some deaths that happen and miscarriages happen. So that's also the pain the couple has to go through, unfortunately.
So my grandparents' first son died, and my parents had before me they had a miscarriage. So that was something I was trying to correlate.
Okay.
Thank you for the explanation.
Anji?
You wanted to check my brother's chart, so I've sent it in the chat.
Okay.
Do you want to take a look?
I'll take this separately, else I'll get bombarded with charts.
No problem. Okay.
Oh God. Huh. You've changed me. Acha, this whole period. Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you about it. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Thank you.
There was one question I was sent on DM. What about those people, those cultures, or those religions or castes who do not follow or do not believe in Pitru Paksh? For example, Jainism. Now, I don't understand Jainism much, so I really cannot comment on that part of it. However, in my little bit of learning and opinion, it is advisable that ancestors are ancestors. You cannot leave them just ignored or unattended just because your religion says so. And somehow it's really important for people to, even if this question is being realized by someone, I assume they belong to that religion and still they have realized this that they should do something for their ancestors, then it is really advisable for them to do this. It is really advisable for them to do the rituals by whatever means. Your intent is what matters. So even if you follow what Sanatani does, what Hinduism does, and do it for your ancestors, there's absolutely no harm. Because irrespective of what religion they belong, what caste they belong, the path is still heading the same way. We all are going to go through the Vaitarani river only. The method is not different. And by the way, every religion came much after Sanatan. It's the Sanatans who told the world about Surya Siddhanta, and that's when they started figuring out the distance between sun and earth and moon and blah blah blah, etc. etc. So none of these religions, unfortunately, can answer such kind of complex questions and situations which Sanatan has already been through from ages. Anyone else? Absolutely right, Ajay ji. We cannot answer just based on one or two planets. It would be big blunder. Always avoid. That's so right. It would be risky, incorrect to give a reply that way without seeing the chart. Any other questions, or shall we end the session for the day?
Yep.
All right.
It was good. It was good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just small attempt to share with you all, and follow your rituals. Remember your ancestors.
Ankuji, absolutely
Okay.
breathtaking session.
Hanji.
Continue the next one also.
Hanji, I'm having other plans, so we'll be announcing soon.
Yeah,
Sure.
we'll be waiting for this. This was really good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ankuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Praying for everyone. Live in peace and happiness. Har Har Mahadev.
Har Har
Thank you.
Mahadev.
Thank you so much, Ankurji. Thank
Har
you.
Har Mahadev.